Craig's stuff is definitely not for kids. I curse a lot. Craig's stuff, Craig's stuff, Craig's got a lot of stuff, yeah! Craig's stuff, Craig's stuff, Craig's got a lot of stuff. Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of Craig's Stuff. My name is Craig, and this is some nice stuff we got here. The All Fun Toys CHAO XING LONG, aka the SH Figuarts Omega Shenron. It is not SH Figuarts, it's not a licensed product. This is a third-party product created by All Fun Toys for Omega Shenron, which is from Dragon Ball GT. I never thought they would actually make an official version of Omega Shenron but because they haven't done any GT stuff yet. I think years ago they showed off a Super Saiyan 4 Goku, but we never saw that. So most likely we will never see him. So I figured, hey, why not get the third-party version? And this one looks pretty good. First thoughts: the box is gigantic. Look at the size of this box. The figure inside is pretty big too. It's there's just a lot of plastic inside the box. He doesn't really come with too much either. But I'm kind of excited for this figure. I picked him up at OmniMageStore.com. If you're interested, you can take a look. The link will be down below. It's the same website I got the Mr. Popo third-party figure from. I just kind of wish that they just make official ones. I prefer the official stuff, but like I said, I didn't think they would make an official version. So let's take a look at the box first. So obviously you can see the packaging looks quite a bit reminiscent of the official SH Figuarts, with lots of pictures of this is the version that I'm getting, and then I don't know why they have this. There was no version that looked like this. Although this looks really cool. Maybe you could, if you wanted, you could paint yours to look like this. I don't know what it's from. It certainly is not from the anime. On the side, there's more pictures. On the back, you could see there's actually two different versions. There's this version and this version. There's not interchangeable parts, unfortunately. You either get the version with all the balls in his chest or the version without. Also, this version comes with the regular orange Dragon Balls. The version that I got will come with the blue Dragon Balls from GT. And there you can see he's posed with, I'm assuming that this is the Dragon Stars Super Saiyan 4 Goku, and these are the old Jax GT Dragons. I don't remember which dragons those are, but really like the packaging, and it actually came in really good shape. So without further ado, let's pop this sucker open. Like I said, there's a lot of room in the box. There's just a lot of them, and the figure's very big figure. Alrighty, here he is out of the packaging, and he looks pretty cool. Very plasticky. We'll talk about that a little bit more later. But before we talk about him, we got to talk about his accessories, and when I say accessories, I mean just the Dragon Balls. So if you are familiar with the Dragon Ball GT show, these are the Black Star Dragon Balls. So they're the blue Dragon Balls with the black stars as opposed to the orange with the red stars. And then they, I guess they summon they ended up summoning the dragons. I don't really remember. It's been a very long time since I watched Dragon Ball GT, and I sure as hell didn't watch all of it. Because it just, at the time, it wasn't as good. I just remember the first whole chunk of them when they're finding the Dragon Balls, and it was just really hard to watch. But the dragon stuff towards the end was cool with Omega Shenron. Always was cool. So maybe I'll watch GT again. We'll see. But you get all 7 of them, which is very cool. So instead of having to get one Dragon Ball with each figure, like they're doing right now with the SH Figuarts line, you just get all of them right off the bat, which is very cool. Ooh, gotta be careful not to drop them. Alright, so now let's take a look at the figure. Overall, though, the sculpt actually looks really good. He's a very large figure. It's very plasticky. You can see where the parts were like glued together or molded together when they came off, almost like a Gundam when you do the clip. They leave that little bit of residue. What are you gonna do? It's not perfect. It's third party. And there's almost no paint on this thing. There's just paint on the eyes there. I think it looks like paint. But everywhere else, it's not paint. It's just the plastic color, which is it's okay. It just doesn't look. It obviously does not look as good as the official stuff, but you really can't expect much. They also did black paint on his hands for the nails and the I don't know what these are, hand spikes. I don't know. So if you're good at painting, this figure you could really make it look nice. He doesn't feel too cheap. He's definitely a bit lighter than the SH Figuarts. It's pretty cool. The balls on his chest, they all look really good. They're clear with the stars in them. Very, very, very nice. He was definitely a bit pricey, so this is definitely not the best figure out there. Now, unfortunately, you don't really get any other accessories other than Dragon Ball, so you're stuck with the one open hand, which opens and closes, and then the one fist. It sucks that we didn't get just alternate, just maybe 2 fists and 2 open hands, and you don't get any extra faces or anything. So you're really paying. You're really not necessarily getting what you're paying for, because this is a quite an expensive figure. I think like 60 something bucks, $70 or so. It's a lot. So how about we take a look at his articulation, because that's kind of the only other thing we can really talk about. His head goes up and down like that. There's also a joint on his neck. I don't even know what to call these joints because they're so different. There's a joint here on his neck that moves a little bit, so you can move a little bit side to side. Doesn't really do too much. The back actually moves a little bit with the head, so you can get his head that much further down, but it actually moves from the back because it actually breaks apart there. His shoulders only go up to about there, but they go all the way around, so you can get his arm pretty much just as high as you want. He has that upper bicep cut. He has double jointed elbows that are actually really solid. You get a really good bend in those, although unfortunately that is quite unsightly for the bend, but if you're taking photos from the front, you can't see it because it's totally being blocked by this spike over here. He spins at the wrist, his hand goes back, up and down, and it'll go back, but it is hindered in the front. The hand grips a little bit, but again, kind of an unsightly bend here. The left arm is a closed fist, so it doesn't have the opening and closing, but it does move forward and back on that hinge there. He does have an ab crunch. It goes forward that much. It doesn't really go back at all. He spins at the upper waist and at the lower waist. Legs go pretty far up. They go back, but the butt doesn't move at all. Like I always talk about the butt, so his leg kind of goes off a different direction. He does have a pretty good split, actually a really good split, almost 90-degree angle. He has the upper thigh cut. He has nice double jointed knees, but again, quite unsightly here, the way the knees bend. The feet do move. They're on a ball joint, so they go all the way around, and they do pivot, and there actually is a toe joint. Not too much of a toe joint, but it is there. Now, I don't normally do this, but because this is a third-party figure, I wanted to scale it up against some of the official licensed stuff. So we're going to take a look at how he scales with some of the other SH Figuarts. All right, to start it off, Omega Shenron stands just about 8 inches to the top of those horns, which is pretty tall. Here you can see him standing next to the Dragon Ball Super full power Broly. You can see he's a little bit shorter than Broly. You can see here how much plasticier this figure looks, especially compared to an official release like the Dragon Ball Super Broly here. You can see all the paint colors and shading that go in his skin tones, where he's just all this flat grayish color, and what are you gonna do? Like I said. Now you can see him here next to the Dragon Ball Super Jiren figure. Obviously, he's still quite a bit taller than Jiren. And then here he is next to the Awakening Goku, and he's definitely much taller than Goku, which is definitely accurate to the character. So overall, he's definitely not the greatest figure. Like I said, he's third party, so I kind of give it a little bit of leeway on how great it is. It really doesn't, you're really not getting what you're paying for, because the regular first party stuff costs just about the same and you get quite a bit less for it. If I thought there was even a slight glimmer of hope of us getting an officially licensed version of this character, I probably would have passed. But I don't think we are going to ever get a real version, so I wanted the third party because he's just a cool looking character. He's definitely probably the best part about GT, and I'm happy to have him displayed in my collection. Anyway, if you like this video, make sure you click that like button, leave a comment, subscribe for more videos. I post every Friday at noon. You can check me out on Instagram and Twitter, both at Craig Stuff. I will see you guys next time. Later.